Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor, hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. So we were talking to Sharif Ishak yesterday about the Saints, kind of like, hey, what's next? What can you expect to hear from the Saints pre-training camp, which is in about 3 weeks? And Sharif said, I think they might go shopping, kind of look around. They've got some money to spend. They do. I looked it up. They got $13 million roughly to spend, and they can massage that however they want to do it if they want to add a player or two. And I think they will. Always got to try. The Saints are in win now mode. I've told you that a couple of times. That's what the Derek Carr trade signaled to me. This is not a reboot or a restart or a rebuild. This is let's go win games now. So let's go win games now. How do you do that? Well, you got to spend a little bit more money here before you get to camp. And there's one position that I have targeted here that I think they can bring in some veteran presence. And it's on the edges, up front, on defense. Yesterday we talked about the Saints secondary, and we went through that list of the top 10 corners in the league, and Marshawn Lattimore was listed at 7, down from 2 because he had the lacerated kidney. But I think the Saints secondary is going to be good. I like Lattimore. I like Adebo. I like Taylor. I like May. I think Matthew's still a good player. I'm not as wild about the Saints up front in terms of rushing the passer and what they have at tackle. I could be proven wrong at tackle. They've taken 2 guys in free agency, in Nathan Shepard and Kalen Saunders, and they think that's going to be an upgrade for them. And it may be. Like, I'm not a talent evaluator. But it's unproven, at the very least. And you look at the guys that they're going to count on to rush the passer around those guys. Cam Jordan, entering his mid-30s. Carl Granderson, nice player. Pro Bowler? No. Peyton Turner, still waiting. Maybe Isaiah Foskey becomes a dude. I like that pick. I think he could be really good. But if you've got $13 million to spend and you're the New Orleans Saints, there are some pretty big name, accomplished, veteran edge rushers that you could kick the tires on. The biggest name, I think, is probably Jadeveon Clowney. 30 years old, played 12 games for Cleveland last year, 28 tackles, 4 TFLs, 2 sacks. The year before that, in 2021, he had 9 sacks. He had kind of an unceremonious exit from Cleveland where he said that the Browns were more concerned with Myles Garrett going to the Hall of Fame than they were with winning football games. And then he had to retract that and apologize and all that. And so he won't be going back to Cleveland. And he's still a free agent. And that's a guy that I think the Saints could target. I'm not as wild about that one as some of the names I'm going to get to. That's probably the biggest name. I do like Melvin Ingram. Now, he's older. He's 34. But he played in all 17 games last year. It's for Miami. And he only started 3, but he played in all 17. He had 6 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, got to the quarterback for 10 pressures, and has been a proven pass rushing presence in the league. Keep in mind, the point of this exercise is not for the Saints to find the next Pro Bowler or 14 sack guy. It's to supplement the position, add some proven NFL experience. Justin Houston is going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's 34. Played in 14 games for Baltimore last year, had 9.5 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, and 17 QB hurries. I would absolutely pick up the phone and call him. Again, 34 years old. Maybe he doesn't have 10 more sacks in him, but he might, and I would like to explore that. That's probably the guy on this list that I would call first. I would go in reverse order there. I'd go Houston, then I'd go Ingram, then I'd go Clowney. And I don't know what they command or what their offers may be, but the Saints do have some money to spend, and I would explore that. And the other name of a younger player who's closer to his prime is Yannick Ngakoue. He's played for 4 teams in 8 years, but in those 8 years, he's got 65 sacks. In 2022, he had 9.5 sacks for Indianapolis. And you would say, well, why does he keep getting away from teams if he's getting 8-9 sacks a year? Well, I think he doesn't stop the run at all. I think he stops the run none. He's athletic. He's wiry. He's rangy. He racks up stats. He gets sacks. He can't set the edge. He doesn't stop the run. But again, I'm not asking for your number one guy. You've got Cam Jordan, who stops the run very well. You've got Carl Granderson. You've got Peyton Turner. You've got Isaiah Foskey. You've still got Roach and Brzee as reserves. And we talked about Shepard and Saunders. Like, it's not like you're trying to fill a hole necessarily. You're just adding to some pass rush, because I believe if the Saints can get some pass rush, the secondary will make plays. I don't think they got enough pass rush last year. And I don't think the secondary made very many plays. That's a recipe for disaster. When you play the really good quarterbacks, you're not affecting them. When you're playing these bad quarterbacks, which half the Saints' schedule is quote-unquote bad quarterbacks, put some pressure on them. Make them make a mistake. Let's see what you got, Desmond Ridder. Let's see what you got, Kyle Trask. Rookie Bryce Young. Come on. You're playing Jordan Love. Let's get after him. And I just don't know if the Cam Jordan, Nathan Shepard, Kalen Saunders, Carl Granderson group is really firing me up with a lot of pass rush ability. Again, maybe Foskey and Brzee help that. Maybe Peyton Turner realizes his athletic potential. But I'm adding to it. I'm calling Jadeveon Clowney. I'm calling Melvin Ingram. I'm calling Justin Houston. I'm calling Yannick Ngakoue. Because I think they can help the Saints team. You know, we're all looking at what's the offense look like. Can they stay healthy? We're all looking at the new draft picks. And I think what's been kind of under-discussed, or certainly is for me, is the fact that there's still money to be spent and there's still guys out there. Now, maybe the Saints see linebacker as a far more pressing need. Now, I wouldn't disagree with that. Maybe the Kamara suspension comes down and it's worse than they thought, and they want to save enough money to go find a veteran running back. You can never have too many offensive linemen. Those guys get hurt. Maybe you save some cash there. Maybe you don't feel like you've got enough safeties behind May and Matthew who are aging. But I like the fact that there are some guys that I know if Justin Houston gives me 15 games next year, he's going to have 8 sacks. I know if Yannick Ngakoue plays for the Saints next year and plays in 17 games, he's going to have pushing 10 sacks. They do it year in and year out. This is a proven track record. This is not betting on the lottery ticket that is Isaiah Foskey. This is not betting on Bryan Brzee. These are guys that have played in the NFL nearly a decade plus in some cases, and they do it. So I know the Saints are wizards with the cap. I know they're in win now mode. And I would expect at some point over the next month for the Saints to dive in and make this happen. Now, these guys are really veterans. So they miss a little bit of camp at some point. It's no big deal. They know what they're doing. They know how to get their bodies ready. They know how to get ready for a season. So I don't know how long they go without a team. But in my opinion, go get them. Find somebody that's gonna come up, set the edge, rush the passer, and let the secondary, where you do have some really good players in their prime, make more plays than they did last year. Because if you force turnovers at the rate you did last year, which was almost nothing, you're behind the 8 ball. There are enough good players in that defense. They should have forced more turnovers than they did. I think they got to rush the passer a little bit better. And I would kick the tires on some of these guys on 1-year deals. That's just me. Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.